Much Abrew about nothing. Round 5 of our league with Legacy Enchantress, and we have a decent hand, but no card draw. I think we're going to try it. We have essentially everything we want, minus a way to draw cards. Oh, Lord. This should be interesting. Another land. Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. Get a forest. And Utopia Sprawl on red, I think. This might be a challenge. Another Cloudpost, so our opponent has a ton of mana next turn. And a top. Gonna activate the top. Yeah, our pre-board matchup against this deck might be pretty bad. Humility would be helpful. Oh, God. Another land. Alright, Savannah and City of Solitude. Drawing 2 lands in a row is not what we wanted. Maybe I should have just mulliganed for a card draw. Still getting a sense of that with this deck. Like, how often can you keep hands without any card draw? Oh, Lord. Oh. They just have natural Cloudpost Tron. It's even more unlikely than real Tron, since it's all the same name. Expedition map, another top. Well, we need a good draw this turn. Oh. Yeah, we're in serious trouble. I mean, we can Words of War, but pass the turn. 3 lands in a row. Not ideal. But I guess I just should not have kept this hand. It just gets so good if we draw any of our card draw spells, or even a tutor to get one of our card draw spells. We got like 12 live draws. Then this hand is very strong. Because we have Ramp, we have Seer Sanctum, we even have Protection and a Finisher, so it's just kind of everything that we'd want. But now we're likely to just start dying to huge things. Sax Expedition map. Probably gets an Eye. Yeah, Eye of Ugin. Plays Eye of Ugin. Activates Eye of Ugin. Gets an Emrakul. Well, they're not quite to Emrakul yet. Well, we're definitely... Oh, we can't even play abilities? So let's stop on our upkeep. Sack Windswept Heath. Get a Taiga. Well... this doesn't really save us because Emrakul can fly. Well, we'll play the moat. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, they have the post. Alright, so we're just dead. They drew many posts. Alright, that does it. So, we did awesomely against non-Emrakul decks. A little worse now that Emrakul has been showing up. What do we have in the sideboard? Choke doesn't help. Stony Silence is good. Not sure about Suppression Field. Sphere of Safety, Humility. Moat doesn't seem that great. We probably want the Sterling Grove. Elephant Grass does not seem that relevant since they're going to be able to attack anyway. We can maybe go down a Rest in Peace, the Ruined Halo, and probably a Solitary Confinement. We don't really have a way to attack their lands. That's the way you beat this deck, is by being a Wasteland deck, but we are not that. We get one more. What about Suppression Field? Do we want Suppression Field? Maybe we do want Suppression Field here. Keep the Rest in Peace. I guess Leyline is not that important in this matchup. Might not be necessary at all. Alright, let's try it like that. Let's see what we get. Man, so many good things. No ramp. Does this get us there? If we draw a mana source, it becomes pretty good. We'll try it. Hopefully this is fast enough. We have the combo of Humility and Moat, which is excellent. And a Sterling Grove to protect it. The question's going to be, do we get the mana to Enchantress's presence, start drawing cards, get down Humilities and Moats? I guess in the absolute worst case, we can Sterling Grove for like a wild growth effect. Definitely not ideal, but it is a thing we could do. Misty for our opponent. Cracks it. Well, at least this isn't the mono Cloudpost hand like they had last time. And Expedition map. Alright, there's a land. That's good. So we get to forest, crack this, get a savanna. And just run out a Sterling Grove. And that means we will have the mana next turn for Enchantress's Presence. And that will hopefully get us to Humilities. So Windswept Heath, crack it. Might as well just get another Savannah, I guess. And Enchantress's Presence. Pass the turn. So now at least we get to start drawing cards as we're casting our enchantments, which is pretty much where we want to be. Alright, cracks the map, assuming they're getting a post of some kind. Glimmer Post. Interesting. The one that doesn't actually add extra mana. There's a Glimmer Post. Show and Tell. That's fine, because we can Show and Tell a Humility. Well, I'd like to play this Enchantress's Presence, but I think it's better just to Sterling Grove, because Sterling Grove gives us kind of the Sterling Grove lock, since it gives our other enchantment Shroud. And then we'll just rest in peace. There we go. So now all of our enchantments have Shroud, and our Sterling Groves have Shroud, so they're going to need an untargeted way to kill enchantments. And once we get the moat down to go along with Humility, we should feel pretty good. And we can even sack a Sterling Grove. The nice part about the lock is if they have, like, a new Lamog, for example, they can't just kill Humilities and so forth. Alright, opponent passes. We are going to Enchantress's Presence, draw a card. Ooh, Solitary Confinement, too. Well, we're going to have all kinds of locks. Play the land... Wild Growth the Plains, draw 2 cards. Gotta wait till next turn for that, but let's Wild Growth the Plains, draw 2 more. Ew, that's a lot of lands. Alright. And just pass the turn. Feel like we're in very good shape now. Now we're getting to the point where we're just looking to finish out the game. Moat kind of puts the final lock piece in on our opponent's creatures so they can't just kill us with 1/1s. I guess if they had an Oblivion Stone type effect, that would be bad, so finding a Stony Silence would be good. Alright, they're going to draw with the top. Plays another Glimmer Post. So they have 4 mana. They get in for 1. Another Rest in Peace. Alright, let's Rest in Peace since it's the cheaper of our enchantments. Draw a couple cards. Utopia Sprawl is a good one. Another Humility. So we want ways to win the game and also Stony Silence. Utopia Sprawl, draw a couple cards. There's the Helm. Let's add, doesn't matter, green. Mirari's Guile. Another Rest in Peace. And a Suppression Field. Do we just go for the win here, or do we just keep playing things? Well, let's Rest in Peace. I guess we can do both. Now let's play the Sanctum. We have an insane amount of mana. So let's Solitary Confinement. Get a Utopia Sprawl. We'll just have it add green. Let's play Sterling Grove. Now let's sack a Sterling Grove. And City of Solitude should do it, actually. Let's get City of Solitude. Can we draw it this turn, though? Not easily. We might not have enough mana. So let's Suppression Field. Yeah, I probably should have just got Stony Silence. Sphere of Safety. And Utopia Sprawl. And let's pass the turn. Well, this is our opponent's window. If they're going to be able to kill us, now's going to be the time. Alright, opponent. Do you have it? They need some sort of Wrath effect here for our enchantments. Alright, that's a top. Activates top. That's not what we were scared of. I have Ugin. Opponent. Oh, just passes? Alright, that should be the game then. Mirari's Guile. Sure, we'll use it. I guess we just keep the Sanctum on top. So we have so much mana. Discard O-Ring. City of Solitude, so our opponent can't do anything. Helm of Obedience. Helm of Obedience, our opponent. And our opponent scoops it up. Alright, heading into the last round of our Much Brew About Nothing Legacy League. This one is for the 4-1 finish. We got it locked in that game. Do we want Replenish? Is there a chance they really are playing like Oblivion Stone? This seems like a possibility. I guess we can bring it in and go down. Maybe a Rest in Peace is just a combo piece. Let's try it like that. We'll just have one, like, as a hedge. Alright. This is pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Let's see what we draw. A land. Alright, since we drew the land, I think... Well, I guess we're doing it either way. Let's just Wild Growth. And then ideally we can Enchantress's Presence next turn and just start going to town. Another Cloudpost. Opponent passes. We get a Sterling Grove. Well, it is Enchantress's Presence time. Pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent has this turn. Show and Tell is a bit scary. If they can go blue mana Show and Tell. We're pretty much left at just drawing cards and hoping that that's good enough. Vesuva as another Cloudpost, so our opponent has 6 colorless mana. Ooh, Sanctum is a very good draw. So let's Utopia Sprawl, draw a card, get a Rest in Peace, put Utopia Sprawl on green, tap this. Do we want to tap for white? Yeah, let's do that. Mirari's Guile draws a Windswept Heath. Sterling Grove draws a Wild Growth. Sarah's Sanctum, tap Sarah's Sanctum. Rest in Peace. Gets a Savannah. And let's Solitary Confinement. It costs us a draw, but I think that's okay. Into another Solitary Confinement. Alright, pass the turn. See what our opponent can do. They have 9 mana, which does mean Oblivion Stone is a possibility. And Oblivion Stone sets us way, way back. Also, Big Eldrazi of some kind. 10 mana. Engineered Explosives X1. Alright, that can fight our mana. Sacks it. Our enchantments are not going to visibly leave the battlefield, but they are gone. Needle, probably on Sterling Grove. Oh, name's Helm, okay. To keep from dying. Well, let's think about this. Do we even need this solitary confinement? I think we just let it die. It costs us 1 mana, but I think that's okay. We draw a forest. Well, let's lead on Wild Growth or Savannah. Draw a card. Get a Utopia Sprawl, alright. Play Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath to thin our deck a bit. Get a Savannah, Utopia Sprawl, draw a card. Caracas. Utopia Sprawl will go on white. How badly do we need a Humility? Things still trigger when cast, though. Alright. Solitary Confinement, draw a card. Another land. Alright, let's pass the turn. Not gonna Oblivion Ring here. See what our opponent can do to us. Do they have Emrakul? The Annihilate from Emrakul is still really bad. Well, there's more mana. 4, 8, 12, 13... I think they're a mana short of Emrakul, though. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14 mana. Plays a Phyrexian Revoker. Alright. Probably this name, Sterling Grove. We can O-ring it if we need to. Yep. Well, hopefully we draw something good here. I think we just sack Solitary Confinement again, so we get an extra draw. We can also sack Horizon Canopy to draw if we really need to. But we need a big turn. The problem is Sterling Grove, while preventing damage, well, we drew another one anyway, doesn't keep us alive through Emrakul. So, 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's... Oh, no, we're going to play Caracas here. So, 1, 2, 3. Solitary Confinement, draw a card. Another land. Probably do have Emrakul for this turn, and we can't stop it. 6 mana. Do we just need to sack Horizon Canopy and hope we draw into, like, Moat or something? So they cast Emrakul, they get an extra turn. Even if we bounce Emrakul, they still just recast it and go again. Sack Horizon Canopy. Oh, Lord. That is the worst. Well, O-ring. Draw a card. Oh, oh no! Oh, this is the absolute worst. Now I think we are just dead. Alright, Caracas, go. We drew so many lands. Now we get Emrakul. Can we win post Emrakul? Alright, it was not an Emrakul, actually. It's just a Primeval Titan. Okay, so, I mean, that's bad. It gets our opponent's lands and is going to get them an Emrakul next turn, but we do get one more turn. The question is, how can we take advantage of this turn? We probably have to start by sacking Sterling Grove. How many lands are left in our deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 37. So odds of drawing lands are not high. So options here are Enchantress's Presence, and just hope we can brute force draw our way into what we need. We have a decent amount of mana, so it might be possible. And then we're hoping we draw into Humilities, Sterling Groves, Your Safety, that stuff. That might be what we have to do. If we just take Humility, it doesn't stop our opponent's stuff from triggering when they cast it, which means they get to kill our stuff with something like Nulamog, since we don't have the mana anymore. They have 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. They have so much mana. Alright. We take Enchantress's Presence. I think this is our only real play here. We are again going to let our Solitary Confinement die, unfortunately. We have to get our Enchantress's Presence. So we have to hit an enchantment here. Seriously? We just counted. We had 8 lands out of 37 cards in our deck. And we drew one. Oh, that's so disappointing. Well, now we're just dead. Our opponent, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Man, that was the absolute worst. Alright, pass the turn. I'm pretty sure we're dead. I think they can attack with Primeval Titan, get enough posts that they can Ayavugan. They don't even need much. And get an Emrakul, take an extra turn, and kill us. Well, I think that was the right play. Because if we go the other direction, they can just... If we get like a Humility or something, they can just search up like a Nulamog, use the when cast trigger to exile it, and then we lose anyway. So we drop to 10. Yeah, our opponent has plenty of mana. Searches up an Emrakul, and we're dead. Alright, well, we finished the league 3-2. We feel like we got a bit unlucky there to draw so many lands. We had 8 lands left out of 36 or 37 cards, and then we drew another one. So, well, the deck was sweet, but after a great start, starting off 3-0, fizzling to a 3-2 is a bit disappointing.